sat in the hospital next to a client who had been steamrolled by several traumas at the same time. Biologically, his body began to shut down under the pressure. As we slowly chunked down the different aspects of the trauma, as well as resurrected his remembrance that were associated with his gifts and talents to be able to handle successfully what was happening in front of him, he was able to regain his feet and confidence. Again, stress is simply the power we give to outside circumstance to define our worth, value, and capability. As my client remembered that who he was remained separate from the circumstance, he was able to resurrect that God-given inner strength to be able to walk through the waters and climb those mountains that were in front of him. Breathe in through your nose and release. In the next 24 hours, I invite you to take a piece of paper, fold it in half. On one column at the top of the paper, write stressor. On the column next to it, write action. As stressors appear in the next 24 hours, simply write them down on a piece of paper. And right next to it, chunk down the action, the positive action that you can take to move forward towards solution. For example, if you have a phone call that you have to make, and there's anxiety about a confrontation that you feel might take place during the phone call, simply write down the time of day that you plan to make the phone call, and next to it, write down how you want to show up for that phone call. I want to show up with confidence, clarity of focus, and a desire to understand rather than to be understood. As you chunk down your daily stressors into individual positive action steps, you will find that you will step outside of overwhelm and move into solution-based thinking.